Yo, what it do, beautiful people? We're talking the four forms of excusitis in part one on the Daily Hustle with yours truly, H Cortez, the one and only financial health mentor, everybody's favorite fatherpreneur from wealthcreationplaybook.com. And y'all know what it is, man. The Daily Hustle is to inspire, motivate, encourage, uplift, and hopefully get your day started off on the right track. So when it comes to pursuing success, man, there's a lot of things that want to jump up in your way. And one of the major and the hugest and the biggest obstacle that jumps in your way is you. Yeah, you start making all sorts of excuses. But as I was going through my study, I'm still on The Magic of Thinking Big, guys. This is a great, great read. If you haven't checked this out, I'll put a link in the comments to one of my affiliate web stores where you can get a copy of this. And by the way, that's how you support the show, man. I don't ask for donations or anything like that. But if you purchase things through my links, of course, I will earn a small commission. But he breaks down four forms of excusitis. And when I started thinking about them, I'm like, yeah, every excuse I've ever made personally has always come into one of these forms. Every excuse I've ever heard anybody else make has always been in one of these four areas. So can you guess what the four forms are? Let's start with form number one. Let me see. All right, the first form of excusitis is health excusitis, right? Bad health in 1,000 different forms is used as an excuse for failing to do what a person wants to do, failing to accept greater responsibility, failing to make more money, failing to achieve success. Let me ask you something, man. Have you, my friend, ever used health as an excuse, right? Have you ever? Man, I'm too sick. I'm not strong enough. I've got this little issue, right? Have you ever used health as an excuse not to do or become great? I hear it often, man. But he also goes, what I love about this book, he goes over not only what the excusitis is, but he breaks down some ways that you can overcome this. But one of the things he talked about is he talked to two different people. One person was looking for things to be wrong. He went to 4 or 5 different doctors looking for something to be wrong, and they couldn't find anything wrong with him, right? And because he was searching, he spent so much time searching, he used that as an excuse not to do anything. While another guy he talked to had just had a pacemaker put in his heart, and he was ecstatic about getting back to full strength so he can go on a world travel, right? One is looking for a problem to not do anything. The other just had a problem fixed and can't wait to get back on his feet to continue to succeed. So health excusitis is real. Let's see. There's a, let me see. I think he gives 4 things that you can do to lick health excusitis. Number 1, refuse to talk about your health. The more you talk about an ailment, even the common cold, the worse it seems to get. So if you, my friend, are seeking success in any area of your life and you do have some health challenges, stop talking about them, right? Besides, talking about your health is a bad habit. It bores people. It makes one appear self-centered and old-maidish. Success-minded people defeat the natural tendency to talk about their bad health. Right. Number two, refuse to worry about your health. This is a huge one. I don't want to start this project because of this health issue and it might get in the way down the road. Let's see. Number three, be genuinely grateful that your health is as good as it is, right? There's an old proverb that says, I used to complain about my shoes till I met a man with no feet. Be grateful for the measure of health that you do have. I was watching a Facebook clip just not long ago. I don't know if you guys are into those obstacle course shows. I forget the name of this particular show, but this guy was running through the obstacle course with a prosthetic leg. And I thought that was so impressive because here you have whole able-bodied people won't challenge themselves to do the least thing, but here's this guy with a prosthetic leg doing the most extreme thing, right? So be grateful for whatever measure of health that you have and do all you can with that, right? And then number four, it's my favorite, man, my new favorite quote. It's better to wear out than to rust out. Yeah, man, y'all gotta let that sink in. It's better to wear out than rust out. See, this characteristic about me bugs my wife because it's like I can't sit still, right? I am so blessed. I believe that I've been given some amazing gifts by my creator, and I want to make him proud. I want to use every one of those gifts every second of every day, right? She's like, sit your butt down somewhere. I'm always on the go. I'm always testing the limits. I'm always trying to do something because I believe that, man, it's better to wear out than rust out. Sitting around doing a whole lot of nothing because my back's sore, because my feet sore, because my head hurt, or whatever the case may be, man. I'm gonna ride this thing till the wheels fall off. So let's move on to the second form of excusitis is I'm not smart enough, right? You gotta have brains to succeed. This is very common. Intelligence excusitis or a lack of brains is common. In fact, it's so common that perhaps as many as 95% of the people around us have it in varying degrees. Unlike most other types of excusitis, people suffering from this particular type of malady suffer in silence. Not many people will admit openly that they think they lack adequate intelligence. Rather, they feel it deep down inside. Most of us make two basic errors when it comes to intelligence excusitis. Come on, guys. Have you ever felt like you were not smart enough? You were not smart enough, right? And we all have gone through this. Somebody asks us to do something, and that's usually one of the first things that come to mind. Man, I ain't your guy for this. I'm not the right one to get the job done in this regard, right? But there's two errors that we make when it comes to intelligence excusitis. Number one, we often underestimate our own brain power. And number two, we often overestimate the other fellow's brain power, right? Here's what's most important about intelligent excusitis. What really matters is not how much intelligence you have, but how you use what you do have. The thinking that guides your intelligence is much more important than the quantity of your brain power. See, it's not that you should be focusing on how much intelligence you have or that you don't have. You should be thinking or focus on your thought process, right? I'm what's called an eternal optimist, man. I believe the good in every situation. I'm just a positive thinker, and that guides what little intelligence I do have, man, and my supreme belief in my abilities. So, how do you overcome intelligence excuse-itis? There's some good quotes in here, man, but I won't bore you with all of those. So, 3 ways to cure intelligence excuse-itis. Number one, never underestimate your own intelligence and never overestimate the intelligence of others. Don't sell yourself short. Number two, remind yourself several times a day, my attitudes are more important than my intelligence. How you think is more important than your intelligence, your thought process, your attitude. Are you positive? Are you negative? Are you self-defeating in your thoughts? Right? That's way more important than your intelligence. And number three, remember that the ability to think is of much greater value than the ability to memorize facts. Right? Use your mind to create and develop ideas, to find new and better ways to do things. Ask yourself, am I using my mental ability to make history, or am I using it merely to record history made by others? Comment in the chat, man. What do you think the other two? So in part 2 tomorrow, we're going to do the other 2 forms of excuse-itis. What do you think those 2 are? Comment in the chat. Let me know what you think about the other 2 forms of excuse-itis. So hopefully, man, you got some value out of today's episode. If you did, and only if you got value, do I want you to go ahead and hit the like button on this page. If you don't already like the page, hit the like button on this video. If you're checking this out on YouTube, then hit the subscribe button, man. Go ahead and subscribe and turn on the bell notifications as well. And if you really got some value out of it, then I want you to go ahead and hit that share button, man. Copy the link, share it in somebody's inbox, share it and to email it to somebody, text it to somebody, man. Somebody is making a ton of excuses and they don't even know why. They don't even realize that all of their excuses are coming back to one of these 4 things. And if you help them see this, they might say, you know what? I don't really have a health challenge. Hey, I don't really have an intelligence challenge. I have stinking thinking, right? So share this with them only if you believe that you've got some value out of it and that they will get some value out of it as well. Last but not least, guys, if you have been making excuses about transforming your finances, then that stops today, man. Go over to www.wealthcreationplaybook.com, download your free copy of my latest ebook, The Wealth Creation Playbook, and you'll understand by reading this book the 6 challenges that you have to overcome. I call them the 6 money killers that you have to overcome, and the one solution that will help you combat all 6 of them. Again, that's www.wealthcreationplaybook.com. There's also a video component to this as well. So once you download the ebook, it'll immediately go into a video that walks you through how to get yourself an instant pay raise. The IRS says 150 million people work hard every day and could qualify for an instant pay raise if they implement this one strategy. And I break that down in that video series. So make sure you go check that out. And that's it for today's episode. Tomorrow we'll do part 2 and drop the other 2 forms of excuse-itis on you. So remember, man, until I talk to you next time, get your money up because you absolutely can do it. But more importantly, you deserve to do it, each and every single one of you. Now hustle up, and don't forget, subscribe to the channel, and then check out this video right here if you want to continue to learn and grow from what I have to teach you. Peace.